All right, here we are, serious and silliness bodybuilding. Usually we just talk shit, but today we put Big Paul on because we need the brains. We need the brains today.
I don't know how much brains I have left, man.
I don't think got more than the two of us, that's for sure.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Didn't you say, Lee, a couple of weeks ago that we should call this podcast Two Dumb Fucks?
I think about 20% of my brain cells that I had at 19 years old are in the bottom of a bong somewhere.
Yeah. Lee, Joshua wants to know, how much do you bench presently?
I don't bench. Who benches? When people ask me questions like that, nothing against who asked, but I just think, what a dumb question. Who gives a fuck? How many strokes does it take to bang your missus before you come? That's as in fucking. That's what a dumb question it's like. It's like, who cares? What the fuck?
I just make up a random number. I go 650.
I don't know of any.
But what did they ask to compare themselves? Is that what they want to do? Oh, Leonie does 500.
Well, at your max, what was the best? The best, like even whether it was for reps or for max, what was that?
525 pounds for 5 reps.
Damn, that's pretty damn
That's
good.
crazy.
Yeah, really. What's funny is that, speaking of which, before we get into the topic at hand, I went to Signature Fitness, and I went there for the day, and Akeem Williams trains there, and I talked to him for a little bit. I didn't want to interrupt his workout or whatever, so I was shooting the shit with him a little bit. He weighs 277, and he was doing chest today, and he was doing incline dumbbells. And I guess he is at the point in his career where it's stimulate and don't annihilate. But even stimulating, he was throwing around 170-pound dumbbells like they were nothing, like they were absolutely nothing. It was unbelievable. He had a guy spotting him, but he didn't have to. And he did not go to failure. Do you know what I mean? Like, he did not go to failure. I mean, he must have got 10 out of it, and he just kind of let it go. And then
getting a good pump, getting a good
right. But 170s, like there were nothing. The place only goes up to 200s, you know. And then he went on to flat, and he was repping out 4 plates again, like it was nothing, you know. But you could tell he's not pushing the weight intentionally like he used to when he was younger. Remember those crazy 8-plate squat videos, right? Remember, Paul?
Oh, he was crazy strong.
Oh, insane.
How was he? He's still 4 weeks to the Arnold. How was he looking?
277. He looked real lean and vascular. You know, he always kind of trains the same way, if that makes sense. You're like, let me rephrase that. He always wears the same type of clothes. So he usually has like a short sleeve. Yeah, the most he has is a short sleeve shirt on. And you can always see how big his arms are. But even doesn't matter. Like, if you're standing behind him, and I've said this before, it's like a building in front of you. It's just, I've never seen, he's the most impressive bodybuilder in person, in shape, that I've ever seen in person, right? Like up close. Like I never had, the benefit of seeing the guys that you saw up close, Lee, like Ronnie, in shape, like Ronnie or Gunther or one of those guys. But
Dorian,
so I brought Paul on because there's been like basically a bodybuilding breakthrough. When Lee in the late 90s and early 2000s, if you got to 250, that was kind of like a big deal. And only very few people got to over 300. But now it seems like the bodybuilders are not only breaking 300, but way past 300. And off the top of my head, I mean, we all know that Samson is weighing apparently 357. Mike Krizo was 318. That guy Sergey from Russia is 340. We had Joe Palacios on last week. He's 305. I mean, these guys are just getting bigger and it's not like they're big and sloppy. It's not like they're big and sloppy. They're big and they still have abs. And don't get me wrong, they're holding water and they're retaining, water or whatnot. But they still have abs and they're still relatively lean. I mean, Samson just looks amazing at 357. I've never seen anything like that. But I basically wanted to know, Paul, what is it that is making the new generation of bodybuilders so massive and at the same time relatively lean?
growth hormone.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, it's cheap and accessible now. I
Yeah.
mean, in Lee's day, I mean, you couldn't afford, a lot of guys couldn't afford it.
Oh,
And now you can get generic growth hormone for $1 a unit. and,
Oh, boy. Jeez.
and guys can run, 15, 20 units of growth hormone. I don't know. Some of them don't need that much, but I think guys have figured out, probably as a result of Milo Sarchev, he was doing it years ago, how to leverage insulin, growth hormone, and high carbohydrate diets. And you can just, when you're able to super saturate the muscle with all that glycogen, you just set yourself up for growth. And I think that's the major difference. I mean, you think about it, like everybody's using the same shit they used to.
Right.
It's just the only thing that's really changed. I mean, there haven't been any, other than GLP-1s for fat loss, there really hasn't been any revolutionary new drugs. Everybody's still running the same damn cycles they always have.
What do you? Oh, sorry, yeah, Karen. Right.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, what do you think's the optimum? Because you always used to hear take growth in the morning. Some say take it at night. Some say morning and night. But then it comes down to two. I know people that can take up to 12 IUs. Some say they took more, but some say they felt the best between 4 and 6 IUs. What do you think's the optimal amount without wasting it? What do you think? If you say you took 6 IUs, would you get more with 12 or 20, or are you just wasting it? Where do you think the sweet spot is with that?
Well, I mean, more works.
Does it?
I mean, there's no denying that. I mean, if you look at, it recently broke down the phase 3 clinical trials of Serostim. And if you look at the clinical application of Serostim, and I don't think most bodybuilders have bothered to even take a look at how growth hormone is used in a clinical setting, the prescribed protocol for Serostim is 6 milligrams before bed, which is 18 units. That's what they're prescribing.
Damn. Wow, really?
Yeah, that's the standard, and that's why a lot of the HIV guys that have it end up selling half of it, because they figured out they can still get what they need out of it by running 9 units, and then they bank the money by selling the other half. But it's the prescribed protocol for Serostim is 18 units per day at night.
Damn.
Is how they prescribe it, 6 milligrams in a clinical setting. Most guys I talk to, I mean, I don't think are running that high. The water retention and the side effects, the hand numbness, all the other things that come along with it just get too much. I mean, if you can't feel your hands, you can't lift weight.
I've heard lots of it. They take too much, and they even like training, they can't really close the hand, almost like carpal tunnel. They get
you get the carpal tunnel from it. Insulin resistance becomes a problem. That's why guys leverage insulin with it, because growth hormone and insulin are counter-regulatory hormones. I think now guys understand how to dose it properly. It used to be the guys would split it up, and we, for the most part, we know now that that's probably not the smart way to do it, because you end up making yourself insulin resistant. And I think guys now are more aware of managing insulin sensitivity and maintaining insulin sensitivity, which is only going to set you up for better growth. So yeah, you have this temporary effect when you run growth hormone. That's why guys stay lean on it. It shifts you from glucose metabolism to fat metabolism. So you burn fat while you're on it during a certain period of time. But the problem is, if you eat a bunch of carbohydrates while you're doing that, your glucose levels get high and you end up insulin resistant.
So how would you take GH in order to optimize it best?
It depends on your diet. If you're in a diet phase where you're trying to
stick with like the guys that are getting huge on an off season.
Stick to a phase like someone who's say 54. He used to compete. He eats a bit of McDonald's here and there, and someone like that.
Yeah, for an old guy like us, you just take 4 or 5 units before bed.
Okay.
So don't split it up, because I've been taking 2 in the morning and 2 at night.
Well, the problem is if you track your glucose levels, you'll notice that your glucose levels start to rise. In growth hormone and insulin are counter-regulatory. You're not making use of the carbohydrates and that's why guys would force the issue and run insulin. Basically, the guys were taking basal insulin to counteract some of that. But to me, it makes more sense to run it at night, because if we're trying to grow we don't really care about the fat loss from it, the fat burning effect from it. Maybe on contest prep, it would make sense to split it up since the fat burning is better, because the lipolytic, the fat burning effect of it lasts for about 6 to 8 hours, and then it tails off.
Okay.
But the increased IGF-1 that you get from growth hormone, which is what we want in an off-season setting to grow, lasts for up to 2 to 3 days. So if you look at, I don't know why people don't bother to look at the clinical data on it and how they prescribe it. They tell people don't take it during the day. You take it at bed. And your body naturally makes it in a pulsatile nature. They take it your body makes it at night. So if you're shoving a bunch of carbohydrates down during the day, I would just take it at night when you're fasted, and so that way when you wake up in the morning, it's already tailed off the shift to lipolysis, and then you can go back to glucose metabolism. And you'll see now a lot of the modern coaches, I mean, I think most people kind of learned it from Milos. He was the first guy to do it. Run a shit ton of carbs, take insulin around their workout, create this situation where you have super saturation of glycogen, and then you end up with high IGF-1 levels, and you just set yourself up for just getting fucking massive.
Wow. Okay. So
and you need it every.
Sorry, Lee. Guys like us, it's 4 to 5 units.
Yeah, I mean that's the upper end of a replacement dose. I mean, that's yeah. Like if you look at like what your body naturally makes, like if as a 20 to 21-year-old, we don't know exactly, but it's probably somewhere between equivalent of about 1 to 2 milligrams per day. So that would be somewhere in the 3 to 6 unit range.
Okay.
So if you want to be like
you need it every day too now. Like if you say you took like 5 Monday to Friday weekends off, would that matter, or are you better off doing it every day?
In the clinical trial, they did 3 different dosing protocols. They did daily, they did every other day, they did a 5 on 2 off, and it seemed the lowest side effect to benefit ratio was an every other day dosing protocol. Those people had the least amount of insulin resistance, the least amount of water retention, the least amount of hand numbness, the peripheral edema, but the most optimal way to take it would be to take it every day. If you're just trying to get big as fuck, you're going to take it every day.
I got it.
But if you're just like me now, if I was to use it just for rejuvenation and just
probably every other
healing purposes and stuff like that, just every other day would be.
Yeah, every other day would probably be fine.
All right.
5-6 units every other day.
So now moving
10
on.
units every other day.
What'd you say, Lee?
10 IU every other day.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you could. I tapped out at 10 units. I think when I won my Masters Pro card, I was running around 10 units. I think that's where I tried going up a little bit higher, but I just got so fucking tired. My hands got numb.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I couldn't run more than that. I know people that run more than that. I talk to guys that run more than that.
Now, is there, before we get into the how the massive bodybuilders are doing it now, if you do run up to 10 units a day, I mean, are there any substantial side effects?
I mean, if you look at we have a lot of data now, and that's, and this is another one that people fail to look at. There's literally, Serostim was approved for clinical use in 1998. So we have 27 years of safety, or 28 years now, I guess, of safety data on it. The FDA publishes all of that. The top reported side effect from it is probably the biggest risk is making yourself diabetic. Okay. And there are, I know of a few of them. There are some old retired bodybuilders that have made themselves diabetic, probably from splitting up GH doses and hammering insulin and eating high carb diets. That is the single biggest risk of taking it. Everybody thinks it's organ growth. There was no significant cases of organomegaly reported in the at least in the FDA data. Now, that's not to say if you're hammering testosterone and IGF-1 and all these other things with it that you couldn't potentially. But I think the organ growth thing was just overstated. The probably the second biggest side effect would be edema and hand numbness, giving yourself carpal tunnel syndrome. But I'd say really at moderate doses out of the shit we take, it's probably one of the safer things. It's a bioidentical hormone like testosterone. It's something our body already makes. We know the downstream metabolism of it. We know what the side effects are, how to manage it. It's not like taking Tren or Anadrol.
Right.
I was never a big believer in the old organs swelling like inside and growing. I always figured most of the guys who I knew were taking the growth into insulin. They were pounding that much food into themselves. Their guts were just bloated and big and thick. And then guys who went on stage bloated, a lot of them I knew used to carb up on fucking insulin and cram all the carbs in. So I'm like, why do you want to go out on stage like that? Because they're like, their muscles are full. But I'm like, yeah, but so's your fucking guts. It's like,
yeah, they probably a lot of that. And I have a speculation on it. I think a lot of that is probably probably it's, and you see it, like I know everybody used to give Dave shit about it, saying that his gut was blunted, but you look at Dave now, he's thin.
Yeah.
He's got a very small, he looks like a runner.
Yeah.
Now, so clearly it wasn't organ growth. It would have been permanent.
Right.
So I think it's just like you said, Lee, I think guys are just pounding food. They probably have some visceral fat accumulation. They probably have inflammation. Their intestines are probably inflamed. And they're just full of shit, basically.
I want to bring up something right now because this was really significant.
It's not mean to dress again, is it?
No. This was really.
I thought we hid those.
This was really significant. Samson did a guest posing.
Oh yeah.
And he guest posed with another IFBB pro. Now, okay, granted the guy is 212, but he is an IFBB pro. Okay, and he's a young guy. And I wanted to bring this up because I'm sure everybody has seen it by now.
Yeah, Samson made him look small.
But the difference is insane. And can you guys see this? That is the guy to the left is
with my blurry eyes. It looks like Samson and his son.
Really, it really does. And I'm not,
I'm sure the other guy by himself in a 212 lineup would look okay.
Look great, yeah. But I mean, Samson looks like this giant. He almost looks like something out of Game of Thrones, like the mountain.
Yeah.
But I understand that he's, top shelf, right? But we see guys like Sergey, we see guys like Joe, we're seeing guys like Mike Krizo. These guys are all over 300 pounds and they're relatively lean. How are they? I mean, is it? Are you saying that it's just the way they're taking growth hormone now and the amounts that they're able to take now? Is there nothing else? Is it diet, training? Is there nothing else, Paul?
Well, diet has evolved. I think guys are smarter with the diets now. Most guys, at least what I see, most guys are doing some sort of carb cycling.
While they're on their off season?
Yeah, while they're on their off season, guys aren't really doing flat macro diets anymore. And here's the thing with insulin. I know it's counterintuitive, but when you're hammering all that food, insulin actually is going to, and with the growth hormone, if you strategically use it, and IGF-1, they're probably using IGF-1 too. Maybe, I don't know. You can actually improve nutrient partitioning and how your body actually stores and partitions that energy and stay leaner. So I think a lot of these guys are running higher carbohydrate diets, at least the ones I talk to, running a moderate amount of fats. They're prioritizing essential fatty acids. And treating the off season, a lot of guys now are treating the off season like contest prep. They just eat more of the same shit. I don't think guys used to do that back in the day.
No, that's right. I said I probably made my biggest mistake because I was so regimented dieting. My off season, I just ate whatever, and sometimes I'd only eat 2 meals a day. Sometimes I might have a big breakfast and a big dinner and just snack on a bit of nuts through the day, or 3 meals, and it's just sometimes crappy food. So my off season was totally just eat when I felt like it. If I'm not hungry, I didn't eat. So,
well, I think I told you I met you at that expo a long time ago, and you were eating fried chicken.
Yeah.
Surprise.
But Paul, we did a video together one time, and we talked about that, how, it was a lot pounding the red meat and the cheeseburgers and so on and so forth. Now here's the other thing. Back in the day, and I don't think these guys are doing that anymore, but here's another thing. Is it worth it? All right. When you talk to one of these guys up close, they're breathing heavy, they're difficult moving. Is it worth for Samson to get to 357? Couldn't he have been at 330 and have been fine at that point? Or are these guys really checking their health and being like, no, I could push the envelope? Or are they cutting their life short? Or is it just genetics where they can handle it? I have all these questions.
I mean, big things don't live a long time. I mean, that's for sure. But
yeah, that's true.
I mean, let's be honest, man. Bodybuilding is a crazy ass fucking sport with a bunch of crazy motherfuckers doing it, man. I mean, where everybody wants to see the freak. They're going to the circus to see the freaks, right?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know where Lee went. He disappeared, but
I mean, that's the whole thing, man. You want to go to the freak show. It's a crazy extreme sport. I mean, driving a motorcycle around a racetrack at 180 miles an hour is crazy as fucking shit.
Right.
Skiing downhill is crazy as shit. Climbing a building, like that guy on Netflix did the other weekend without any ropes or safety equipment. That's crazy.
Oh my
as
God.
shit.
Did you see that? Was insane. Yeah.
I mean, it's an extreme. Nothing. We were just talking about how crazy and extreme bodybuilders are.
I don't get a phone call all day that when I'm on a podcast, someone rings. It's like,
but do you think that guys like Samson, if you were to, run blood on him, that things would be out of order? You think he would be perfectly healthy?
Some of that's genetics, man. I've seen guys that are 185 pounds that have, I do a ton of blood work consults, man. I probably do 15, 20 a week. I've seen dudes that are 185 pounds with shit blood work, and I've seen 300-pound guys that are perfect.
Right.
And a lot of it.
Samson does that Merrick Health too. I know he's sponsored by Merrick, and I heard Fuad always say he goes to Merrick, and that's where he learned he could take a bit less because they did his blood stuff and all that. So he was actually using less gear and making better gains because they do that when I guess they check how much you need or something like that. So I know he does go to Merrick and get all his blood work done there. He's mentioned it a few times.
From what I've heard and from fairly credible people, that he doesn't run as much as you would think. Yeah. He probably, my guess would be, he probably, looking at him and how he's just continued to grow and get bigger and bigger every year, he probably has some sort of myostatin deficiency. He probably has that genetic variation where he has a myostatin deficiency, where basically you just have an unlimited ability to grow.
Jesus, could you imagine that?
Well, did you see? You saw that one I posted today of the guy that sent me his gear.
Oh my God, dude, that was ridiculous.
Did you see that, Paul?
No.
You can't bring it up and show Paul, can you? That post.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
And then he got mad at me because I said, "Don't send me this shit." He said a guy from that area said that guy's been contacting him and said he wanted a free membership because he's going to this show and he wants a gym to train at. Then he even said, I can get pros to come to your gym. And he sent a photo of me saying Lee Priest is a friend of mine.
Oh, Jesus. Let me see. Where is it?
But the amount of gear he's doing the Toronto Pro or something, and he reckons he's going to go on the Olympia stage. And then when I just said, don't send me this shit, he abused the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
He went from a fan to fucking hate me in 30 seconds.
Did you put on your stories or did you put it on your reel?
No, it's on my reels in my page. Yeah.
It's on your page.
Yeah. I mean, the guys that are at the top of the Olympia stage, they all have just freak genetics. And I think that's the thing a lot of people don't understand.
No. And I'd always say that about Paul Dillette because he lived with me for 8 months and I heard all the rumors because he was so freaky. Paul's taken this. And I saw what he took. He took fucking a quarter of what people were fucking saying. And that's not me lying. That's me telling the truth of seeing what he took.
Wasn't the deal with him like I heard people say he didn't really train that hard?
I've heard
you train hard, but if there was more there in the tank. Here it is. Here, look at his stuff here. And he says, "This is my gear. I'm geared up. Look at all what he's got for this show he's doing. Holy fuck!"
Looks like my cabinet.
8 kits of what is it? 8 kits of GH, 8 kits of test cream, and you were like, mate, don't send me this.
And then what did he say?
Send what? Anything
send
you
what?
say is shit. All you do is speak shit. You're fucking rude, arrogant, and ignorant. Jesus Christ. I mean, he's literally sending you like videos of illegal substances, and you're like, don't send it to me.
But it's like, what am I meant to do? It's like you tell me you're getting ready for a show, then you show me all the shit you take, and I'm like, am I meant to be impressed or go, wow? I'm like, I don't care. It's like,
yeah,
I didn't get it. That's why I just said, don't send me this. I'm not interested. It's like, and then he abused me. But look at all the bottles of stuff he's got for just a show in Toronto. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, there are guys that run a lot. I mean, we all know those guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. But here's the thing. Paul. It seems like the younger generation's getting bigger and bigger. Like there's a couple of guys that are in their early 20s now that are close to 300 pounds. I don't know if you saw the post from, I believe it was Sergey. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. But there's
look at the guy. Look, if we talk about big dudes, look at the size of the guys in the NFL now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't play left tackle unless you're 330, 340 now in the NFL. You're 6'4", 6'5". And those guys are 20+% body fat. I can't imagine that's healthy for you.
No, absolutely not.
Who's that one guy I watched once on the field, and he actually ran, and they were making a finger. They're like, oh, he's never had to run this far before because he got a breakaway. And when he finally laid down on the field, they had to bring him the oxygen tank out. I was like, they're like, oh, he's never had to run that far. Now he's laying on the field and had to give him oxygen.
Everything is, everything, we've evolved. I mean, I think people have pretty much figured, training hasn't changed that much. But I think people have really, really figured out diet now. I think that's the thing that people have really gotten buttoned up now is diet. People have gotten better at.
All right, can you guys see this? This kid is 20 years old. So it's 130 kilograms. That's 280 pounds, 130 kilograms, and he's only 20 years old. And I don't know what the deal is with the oxygen. You could tell us what that's all about, Paul.
I mean, probably can't breathe.
At such a young age, it just
when did he start gear? When he was 15?
I have no idea. I really don't know.
I always think of, sadly, I always think when I see him young like that now and getting that heavy, you sadly go back to Dallas McCarver and stuff like that, or
And and here is Sergey. He's to the right, and he's 340 pounds.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that is a big dude.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the kid with 20 years old. He's 290 here, all the way to the left. That's the guy that we just saw. And it's just, I mean, I'm a huge fan of the freaks. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of the freaks, but it seems like there's in the last 10 years, there's been this huge jump of just mass monsters coming out of nowhere, and they're breaking all kinds of barriers, and we also see guys dropping dead. So I understand that it's like bodybuilding and we love it and the freaks, but my question is to these guys, is it worth it? I mean, I would hope that they're getting their blood work done and so on and so forth, and making sure that they're okay.
I think a lot of it would probably be genetics though too, because we've seen guys who can push the envelope and, like Paul said, have no problems at all. And I had friends even back in the day who they weren't bodybuilders, but they would be healthy, go swimming and jogging and do like CrossFit type stuff, eat nothing but salads and fish, cholesterol's through the roof, they're on heart medication. I'm like, and some of them drop dead at 45. Then you can have people who do recreational drugs, drink and smoke, 60, 70, they go get a checkup, you're fine. It's like, what the fuck? It's
what was it? I remember when I was younger, buying Marcus Rule his training video, and he was smoking cigarettes
all the time, constantly.
Yeah, that's right.
That dude's still around.
Yeah, that's right.
He's still huge.
I think a lot of I said must be genetic makeup, because like I said, you can have people take some gear and they'll probably never get any problems, and someone could take the same in. But like Paul said, a lot of the guys at the top don't use as much as people think they do. It's the ones, sadly, who want to get there. So I can understand the risk if you're someone like Samson and you're at the top, you won the Olympia. If you say you keep getting second or third, you're knocking on the door. You might push the envelope, but if I knew I was going to be like a second tier pro or third tier and just do good in smaller shows, never the big ones, I'd be thinking then, is it really worth trying to kill myself? Knowing, because you have to be realistic, knowing you don't have the body to win. But sadly, there are some people who just don't see that in their mind. They just think if I get bigger and do more shit, I'm going to win. And they're generally the ones who end up killing themselves because they just don't have it genetically to begin with.
Yeah, no, I happen to agree. I really do. I think because you look at these guys that we've named, and these guys have been in the game and they've been on the top. You know, Joe that we named is he's a young dude, but literally only turned pro a few years ago and exploded onto the scene last year. Training, Paul, you don't think there's much of a difference in training and the way the guys train now as opposed to 20 years ago?
I mean, Lee, do you see guys training much differently than they did?
Yeah, the only difference I'd probably see is now, because there's so much more variety of machines, I think maybe some people might use some of these new machines by New Tech, or what's that one, Panada and stuff like that. I think guys back then were more into the basic free weights, and the machines you used back there would have been a seated row or pull down, because I think back in the 90s, the ones that came out the most was probably hammer strength, and then the Dorian Yates row come out. People are like, I don't have to do barbell row, I can do the Dorian Yates row machine, or that machine like that, for your back. So maybe some are using more machines now than they used to. But I said, but like I said, the wheel's not broken. I always tell people, when you really look at the fundamentals of bodybuilding, it's so basic. You want to get bigger, eat a lot of food. You want to lose weight, eat a bit cleaner, do a bit of cardio. But like the basic training itself should just be basic. But I think a lot of people really try and overthink it now. Then you got these science-based lifters who look like this and sit on there saying, Lee Priest is doing arm curls wrong. If he done them like this, it's like, oh, shut up.
Yeah. Paul, I do see, I had this discussion with Jason Owens last week. I do see more bodybuilders doing more of the mind muscle control type of reps now more than ever.
I agree with that.
Andrew, you see with Samson, you see with Hunter Labrada.
Nick does it a lot now.
Nick does it a lot now. You don't see as much of the Branch Warren, Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, Johnny Jackson, fucking psychopath workouts like you used to anymore. You really see this very condensed, controlled muscle type of movement now. Could that be anything? Could that be a possibility?
Well, I think that is a change that you make when you get bigger. I think you have to start.
What Jay said.
Yeah. I think you have to we know, how much you read into the science. I don't know, but we do know it's pretty straightforward that mechanical tension, basically lifting more weight, is what makes you grow, right? And I think as a beginner to intermediate trainer, like simply just progressing your weights and getting stronger and getting, but I think when you get to a certain point, like for example, like Lee was talking about doing 500-pound bench press for 5 reps. I mean, how much more are you going to progress that?
Right.
And you get to a point where it actually becomes dangerous,
where
it becomes risky, and you could potentially cost your career, fuck your joint. I mean, not to take anything away from Ronnie, but he beat himself up pretty bad.
Even Dorian.
Well, I did fuck my shoulder bench, and that's why I went to dumbbells after that and never benched again.
And then now, as Lee said, there are some fantastic machines now that really you can still get great mechanical tension and lower your injury risk. And I think people have gotten more intelligent with evaluating the risk versus benefit of exercises and prolonging their careers. You see guys really, sustaining their careers longer now than they used to because they're lifting a lot. I mean, really, you think about Dorian, and not to take away anything from Dorian, but that's hilarious.
Well, this is Andrew Jack, and this is what I was trying to say. Like,
is that Kamal? Is that Kamal ripping them off? Is it like a drop set?
Yeah, that's Kamal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kamal. Yeah, Kamal. Yeah. How old is fucking Kamal? That guy's in his 50s, right?
Yeah, I think he's like 54, 55.
He's in amazing shape for his age, Kamal. But this is what I mean by the type of training that he's doing now.
Well, yeah, I think guys have really considered the risk profile of exercises now. I've gotten more intelligent with considering how dangerous something is. And you can, you think about it logically, like you can lean or use leverage and move more weight. That doesn't mean that you've placed more tension on the muscle.
Right.
You can get carried away with it. I mean, you get these, 19-year-old, 160-pound science bros that are, using a protractor to measure angles of things and get a little carried away with it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it really is about how much tension you're placing on the muscle. And I think guys, now there's just some great machines and guys have gotten better. I mean, everything is improved. Nutrition has really improved. Our ability to monitor things, like monitor health now. Like, I don't think anybody was fucking 20 years ago. Most people weren't even doing blood work.
No, yeah, absolutely. So you think this is just going to keep going? That it's just going to keep breaking barriers?
I mean, there is an upper limit on genetics. I mean, PEDs really haven't progressed. I mean, there are no, as of right now. I mean, that may change, but pharmaceutical companies aren't researching new anabolics. We do have some new fat loss tools. Some of the GLP-1s and peptides out there are pretty interesting. But as far as anabolics, I think one thing, like I said earlier, that has really changed is the cheap and easy access to growth hormone. I mean, you look at it. Like now, like when I won my pro card in Masters, there were 1,000 guys competing at Masters Nationals.
Jesus Christ.
1,000, dude. There were 50. I was in the over 50 class. There were 50 dudes in my class competing. 20 years ago.
That'd be a nice clean up on entry fees that weekend.
Yeah, really.
I mean, but seriously, like how many? I mean, there were some big dudes. I was a super heavyweight. I was 250 on stage. How many 250-pound 50-year-olds were there 20 years ago?
Right.
They didn't exist. And really the only thing I think that's changed, the major thing has changed, growth hormone is prolonged, guys. I mean, you can see it in professional sports. Guys are playing longer now and sustained longer. Even at the, just the regular pro level, like now guys don't peak until their 40s. They're at their best in their 40s, they're late 30s, early 40s.
So this is what I was talking about, like basically the old school, Branch Warren, psychopath, just adding more and more weight. Now, don't get me wrong, motivation to go to the gym. Yeah, you're gonna watch this.
Yeah. As a young kid starting out, don't do that straight off.
yeah.
But this, get Paul.
I remember Branch was at my gym a couple years ago, and he was over. I was like, is this dude okay, man? He was over there just screaming at the leg press machine. He was like, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fucking rape you. He was over there, like, just talking. Like there was nobody around. I'm like, is he okay?
What the hell's wrong with this fucking psychopath? Jesus Christ. Yeah, man.
And he's like the nicest guy ever when you talk to him.
Yeah, I've had him on the show before. He was a really pleasant dude. There's no question about it.
Super nice guy.
But yeah, it seems to be, like you said, I think it's just progression. And I think with bodybuilding, we see natural progression. And here's what I mean by that. When you look at professional sports, there's a lot of rules and regulations that stop players and stop athletes from actually reaching their full potential, right? Regulations on the field, regulations, on the basketball court, so on and so forth. Where in bodybuilding, there's no it's a free for you could do what you want.
A fucking free for all. We love it.
A fucking free. You can do what you want. Like, if the football players could play like it's still 1970, I'm sure there'd probably be a lot more broken bones and deaths, and especially the guys today that look.
If UFC was like it was when it first started,
right?
Oh my God.
Example, right? Whereas in bodybuilding, it is just get as freaky and it's on you. Hey, listen, the FBB just goes, no, we didn't tell you to do that, But
told them to get their blood work done.
And I remember as a kid, going to the 2000, I think it was the 2000 Olympia, and seeing Lee Priest and seeing Gunther and Marcus Rule and Ronnie Coleman. I remember saying to my friend, it's just going to get better and better it's just going to get better. Right? These guys are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But I did not realize that it was going to be to the point where like 300 is like The 300-pound limit is at the point where it's like, oh, great. You know.
Is that all?
Yeah. Is that it? That's it. You know,
just 300.
Yeah, right. And it's just getting freakier and freakier and freakier.
I got a friend who's 15. He's 295 already. You're only
I mean, if you're a 20-year-old kid and you're 280, 290, I mean, that is just unreal. You know, it's just you know, only time will tell, right? We'll see how these.
I'm interested to see how Samson's going to look at dealing, because, like he said, he's got enough time to hold on to some of that weight, where it's not just like where some people balloon up and then as soon as they hit it, boom, come straight back down. He's got a good time to sit in that 240 to 50 range. So when he does diet down, it'd be interesting to see what he comes into Olympia at in good condition, if he still be 310 or something, or, you know.
Have you seen Samson in person?
I've met Samson in person, yes, but not at this size. Like, he was around 300 when I met him at the New York Pro like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was there too.
Now he's like 357. I mean, it's you know, I can only, he was huge when I met him, but I can only imagine what it looks like now in person.
I think the biggest person I've ever seen, it was Greg Kovacs back in the day.
Did you ever meet Trevor Smith back in the day?
No,
because he was up near 400 odd. He used to own Nuclear Nutrition, Trevor Smith, and he was into that real heavy duty shit like Dorian. He was massive. I'm not sure if you can pull up a picture of Trevor Smith, can you? If he's on there.
See, Trevor Smith.
He ended up passing away. His wife Nancy still goes to shows and that. She's from back east. But Trevor Smith.
Holy shit!
Put in Trevor Smith.
Oh my god!
Oh, you got a picture of him?
Yeah,
there's a picture of him with Jay Cutler making Jay look small.
He always used to have like a cut off. He's the one that told me, Lee, because I used to hang out with him a bit. He used to give me his supplements, Nuclear Nutrition. Then he's like, Lee, let's try you on 800 a week a test, and I did. And after a couple of weeks, I felt shit. I said, I'm going back down to 400. I felt crap on the.
I'm assuming this is him, Lee.
I can't see.
You can't see.
Yeah, that's him.
That's him.
Yeah, would be. He's a white guy.
He's making Ronnie look small. Jesus.
Yeah, but him. Yeah. Sometimes in his training shots, he'd have like the old T. Michael on, the big headband on, and just like it was into like he'll be doing 8 plates benching on a Smith machine and shit, just real crazy, like similar to Dorian and dog crap style training type thing. He'd just go fucking nuts.
Yeah,
massive.
Oh, I see. He's just a big dude. But then you also, what was I going to say? You also got big guys like Brian Shaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean, a little bit different. Just a massive human being. But
Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall's another
Eddie
one.
Hall, yeah, absolutely. These guys are just huge, you know. And I don't know. We shall see if how they hold up, how long they could. Because look. Here's the thing. Dexter had a long, extensive career, probably because he wasn't the biggest guy. Mm-hmm. Right? Paul, if you know, where the bigger bodybuilders generally, you know, their careers are shorter. Am I accurate?
I mean, the biggest risk is your heart, cardiovascular health. I mean, that's usually what gets guys.
Yeah.
I mean, and most of these guys, I'll be curious to see what happened to Jason Lowe. But it's usually heart attack, stroke, blood clots are another issue that guys run up against. And when you're running high doses of anabolics, you're going to have increased hemoglobin, hematocrit, red blood cell count. And I think a lot of guys are running around with genetic clotting factors. Like they could probably do some simple genetic tests and find out if they have high clotting factor. I think that's what got George Peterson was a clot.
Wow, really?
So now I wondered with that too, because I never had to, but I used to know friends that would get blood taken out because they'd get thick and stuff. But I was lucky, and that never happened to me. But I donate blood every three months. Yeah, I donate blood anyway. But
that's also genetic, and it's also related to the doses that you take and what you
think
run.
You know, when if you have that genetic disposition, because you know when the jab come out for COVID, everyone's saying that was killing people. But I was thinking, if you're already genetically going to have blood clots, taking a lot of steroids, then you got the COVID thing on top of that. If that also did, would that make
combination? Yes, but in the COVID could cause pericarditis, which you have inflammation of the myocardium around the heart, and you pair that with being 300 pounds and already having water retention and potential thicker blood from running things like Anadrol, and equipoise and shit like that. It's probably a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Well, I hope these guys pretty much know what they're doing. I hope they have good people.
Somebody said Lee thins his blood with gin and tonics.
Yes, yes,
yeah, that's right.
Now, I have gin. I sometimes have 12 shots of gin, but because I can't stand the taste of alcohol, the gin will be this much in a glass, but then I need 3 glasses of orange juice. So technically it's healthy because I'm washing it down with orange juice with the pulp in it.
Now, Paul,
I'm getting my vitamin C.
The best part is that Lee is a day drinker, right? and I'll only basically drink from time to time, on the weekends, like on a Saturday night. If I'm home, I'll have a couple of drinks or whatever, and then we go into this. So I'm drunk and he's drunk because it's a Saturday night for me, and it's a Monday
Sunday lunchtime.
Sunday lunchtime for him. So then we go into this text messaging stuff, and the last time Lee sent me a whole bunch of videos of him cutting his grass on his
lawnmower.
On his lawn, right along my lawnmower, literally almost crashing into everything. Because he was wasted.
I was trying to hold where am I fucking going? I think I'm fucking drunk. I'm just holding on.
I don't think they can charge you with drunk driving on the lawnmower. Right?
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Because he's got how many acres do you have? 3?
4, just on 4 acres.
Yeah, so
that's nice.
It's unbelievable. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but the best way to do it, I can be out there mowing. It only takes a bit over 2 hours, but the 2 hours goes so quick when you're drunk, and it's fun. My wife looks out, she goes, Rachel, here she comes inside now. Speaking of tequila drinking, free tequila. Oh, she got a bottle of free tequila at work today, so she has to drink it. She said, but the thing is, I'll be out there because normally when I'm not drunk, I go in like a pattern, just start on work my way in. When I'm drunk, I start out here, then I'm going through the middle, figure 8, come back this way. She's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "It's all going to join up in the end. Just chill out." It's I get too bored going around, and when I'm drunk, I got to make all these different patterns.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, and usually I'm sipping on mezcal tequila. That's usually what I'm sipping on. But
I'm more of a weed guy myself.
When I go to bed.
You know what? I'll be honest with you, Paul. I just get blood tested at work. I get random I get random urine tests at work. So I get, and they look for weed, they look for everything. So I can't really fucking do that. I wish I could, get into the edibles.
It's legal in Jersey, right? Or no?
Yeah, but you still can't. You still can't be high while you're working.
Yeah, well, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah. You still can't. Yeah, they still can't detect it while you're working. And you're gonna need, just like anything else, a prescription if they find it in your blood system and blah 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 and all that crap. But I wish I could get into the edibles because I do have some anxiety from time to time, And I hate taking Xanax because I feel like a zombie the next day,
Yeah.
And
I'll have the gin during the day, then before bed at night, I'll have the THC gummies, and I'm.
Why don't you get into that a little bit, Paul? Since you seem to know everything, THC.
What about it?
Well, is it actually really good for anxiety?
It can make it worse.
Yeah, if you take too much, yes, I've had too much, and I've gone like.
Really?
I sent myself to. One of my buddies made some pot brownies one time that were just a little overboard, and I worked myself up into a fucking panic attack. Thought I was having a heart attack.
Oh, yeah.
I called 911. I thought I was having a heart attack. I was home alone.
It's almost like me at the Olympia when that Korean guy from New Tech gave me this THC vape because I had the bad sciatic from the plane flight. So he got it for me. Then he didn't tell me how many to take. So I'm in the hotel room. I go in the shower. While I'm in the shower, I'll have a couple because I don't want to set off the smoke detector. All of a sudden, I'm laying on the bed. I'm like, it hit me, and I'm looking at my arm on the bed, and now my eyes going blurry. I'm like, looks like my hand's melting into the bed. And now I'm all hot. I'm like, fuck. Now my heart's racing. I'm thinking, this fucker give me a party one. This isn't for relaxing. The fucker's done me in. 3 times I had to get up and go have a fucking cold shower. I'm laying in the bed. I took the lock off the door thinking everyone famous dies in a hotel room. That'll be me. So I'm going to. So then I saw him at the expo the next day. I was fucking tripping balls all night. I said, fuck that thing you give me. I said, how many puffs you meant to have? He goes, oh, maximum 3. I said, now you tell me. He goes, man, how many do you have? I said, 25. I had 25 puffs. No wonder I was fucking tripping. But I was the same. My heart's fucking pounding. I'm like,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's and for me, that's like the worst feeling in the world. Like I can't stand that. I like, because
that happened to me with edibles too. My friend made this cake and I ate it. Same thing. I didn't feel it, so I ate some more. And then it hit me like Paul said. I'm watching TV. I went from relaxed to the TV's going weird. My feet feel weird. I said to my wife, I don't feel good. She's like, just relax, go with it. I said, I fucking can't go with it because it feels too fucking weird. I can't relax.
Forget it. Yeah, there goes that one. All right.
That's a fine line. It's that fine line to just feeling good that, oh, you're going too far.
Well, Paul, what is a good natural remedy for anxiety then if you don't like taking things like, Xanax and whatnot?
GABA can help.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, GABA helps
PM. We actually have a thing here. My doctor told me to take because I got anxiety once and I don't like taking like Valiums and that. If you look it up, it's called Phenergan, Paul. Phenergan.
No, I haven't heard of it.
What the fuck is
that? Phenergan. Phenergan. If you see what the ingredients is, it's like a antihistamine. I think it's for allergies and stuff. So it might have something in it that.
Right.
Lee, spell that again.
Oh, it's an antihistamine. Yeah.
Yeah. So it must have something. Yeah. Phenergan. PH.
Used for motion sickness, nausea.
Yeah. But if I when I had the anxiety coming on, if I just took 2 of them, when I felt like my skin was crawling, my heart's pounding, 2 of them within 20 minutes.
Spell it again, Lee.
Paul's got it there. How is it? Was it PHEN?
PHENERGAN.
You can get it in liquid form. Sometimes people would sneak it to their babies. And babies wouldn't stop crying.
Tablets. Okay.
It might be one of those things that you can't get in the U.S. There's some shit you can't.
You can get it over the counter here. But I think they said, 2, and that's like that.
In the U.S.
Yeah, I think if you take 3 of them, then you get into the Sedlive type if you're going to, really.
What did you say, Paul?
It's they don't sell it in the U.S. anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here it is.
Well, do I have a market? Do I have to bring it over?
Yeah, really. Yeah, you'll make a ton of money, believe me. It's not for use of treatment of asthma.
Ashwagandha might help a little bit. Some people say that. Yeah.
All right.
What about when people microdose mushrooms?
Jesus, I don't know. We'll see. What happens? I got 10 years before I retire from my job, so I got time to figure it out.
I'll slip something in your drink in Nashville. Surprise you.
Oh, that's right. Paul, are you going to be in Nashville the first weekend?
What's going on down there?
There's some kind of fitness
big
expo,
music fitness expo. Jay will be there. Brian Shaw will be there. I think Larry Wheels will be there. It's a pretty big expo there. It's a really good one in Nashville, and plus Nashville's a good city to hang out in. So,
Nashville's a lot of fun.
You should come, Paul. We're going to go to a karaoke bar afterwards.
I mean, Nashville's the place to sing,
and we're all gonna.
I might be discovered. I could be the Garth Brooks of Australia.
yeah. We're all gonna get wasted, and we're gonna sing fucking Dolly Parton and shit.
And then jump off that bridge over the river.
Going to the Arnold and the Detroit Pro the week after. So there's
okay.
2.
Oh, okay.
I'll be the Arnold, Paul. I'll see the Arnold. I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll be there, and then come home for. I think I'm only home for 2 weeks or so, or is it 2.5 weeks? And I go to the Arnold, UK.
Oh, very nice.
God, that's got to be a terrible plane flight.
I'm already stressed and thinking about it now, and it's still a month away.
Jeez.
Even coming from here, Australia to Columbus, going to LA is not bad, but when you got to make the other stops to get to Columbus, I think last time I flew to Dallas direct, it was 15 hours direct, and then I went from Dallas to Columbus, I think. I hate if I got to go to Chicago first or some other airport first before. I was like, ugh.
Speaking of which, is Hadi definitely doing the Arnold?
Yeah, they announced it this week.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I think see the shape that he's in. Man, that guy is.
I'll have to catch up with my friend.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Hottie loves Lee now. They're best
If
friends.
we don't get stoned to death at the fucking Arnold.
Yeah, well, Lee was the only one who spoke up for Hottie, and Hottie basically thanked them several times because.
And now I've got people wanting to kill me and Hardy. I'm like, then how are you any different to the regime over there if you want to kill us just because we think different to you, you fucking dickhead?
Well, you know what it is, like you said, it's not the United States, it's not Canada, it's not Australia. This is Iran, and it is
it's a different world speaking up against your government over there.
Yeah, you can't. They'll kill you. You know, they'll just fucking kill you. You know, that's it. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right, gentlemen. Paul, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
having me on, guys.
Yeah, anytime we need brains, I call Paul, and Paul's like, "Yeah, no problem. I got you."
I don't know like I said, I don't know how much brains I got left. I'm gonna smoke it off.
Big Lee.
And when he brings you on with us too, what he's saying to Paul that he's got more brains than us, but that's not saying much, is it really?
Yeah. Paul's got to go read Shakespeare now to go fucking bring his IQ back up after hanging out with the two of us.
Exactly. we just lowered his IQ by talking to us. Paul's like, what the
I'm gonna smoke weed and do check-ins. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, guys. Listen, have a good night, fellas.
All right,
Take care.
Later,
Take
fellas.
care. Adios, guys.
Bye.